Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for clicking on yet another video, unless this is your first time here, in which case I invite you to subscribe. That would be awesome to have you following along. Today, EDC update. We're going to be talking a lot of flashlights, and I'm going to let you guys in on a little upcoming promo. So let's have a look. So in case this is your first time here and you don't know much about me, a little context will probably help. I am, as you can tell from this video, a YouTuber, but alongside my YouTube, I am an entrepreneur, so I run a small business. I'm a knife maker and general craftsman, leatherworking, a lot of different things like that. On top of that, I am also a new homeowner, so that comes with lots of projects, just to give you an idea of what my daily life looks like. So I spend a lot of time in the workshop. I spend a lot of time running errands, getting packages, short day trips to get supplies and different things like that. And I spend a lot of time doing home projects and different work like that. I've got some big ones on the go right now, maybe I'll take you guys along with. So that should help you guys get a scope of the gear I have here. Let's start by getting the more boring things out of the way. I showed you guys a while ago, I did a review on extra wallets. They sent me a couple wallets. And I did use one of those for quite some time, but the reason I liked that was because it was a slim design. It was like a two-sided, it didn't open, it was just a single piece. And I really wanted to slim down my wallet and have something smaller, but after a while it just wasn't practical. I just couldn't carry enough cards, so I switched back to my beloved Steve Madden here. It's not a handcrafted wallet or anything like that, but I really do enjoy this wallet. It's nice and it's just worn. It just feels good. You know how an old worn-in wallet feels? I really like it. It's got Steve Madden branding there. Yeah, I really like this wallet. As for the phone, hello. This is LG G8X, the thin Q. You may have seen this before in the dual screen version you can get. It's pretty cool. This is a beautiful phone. I just got it recently. I still haven't got the screen protector in case yet. But I originally had the G4 when it came out. I had the G6, which I just retired, and now I have the G8. And I just really like this series. This one is a little bit bigger. It's an awesome phone, but yeah, I like it. The camera, I really love it. It has an incredible camera, super fast. It has it comes with, I believe, 128 gigs of internal storage, plus the ability to add an external SD card, which is really awesome for me because I do take a lot of pictures and videos and stuff for Instagram and Facebook and whatnot. So awesome phone right here. Now, for probably something a lot of you don't think of as EDC gear, but this has become basically a piece of EDC gear for me. I carry these all the time, and that is my Bluetooth buds. Now, I know you can get individual pods now. I haven't upgraded to that yet. I like the wire. I don't see any real need to change out. It's not a problem for me. I'd probably lose them anyways, but these are really nice. I've only ever had the Aukey, A-U-K-E-Y brand off of Amazon. I've had a few different versions now because I've lost a couple pairs, but I really like these. I think these are the BP40s or something like that. They're magnetic, so you can hang them around your neck, and they'll wear like a necklace. They take Bluetooth calling because they have a mic in there. They're really nice, and the sound isolation. I know it didn't always used to be like this. Little buds like this didn't have good sound isolation. These are incredible. A lot of times I'll wear these in the garage, unless I'm doing something really loud. I'll wear these instead of my muffs, like if I'm running the grinder or my portaband or bench grinder or tools like that. These are enough. They really cut down on the sound. They have great sound quality for music. I listen to a lot of audiobooks and podcasts and stuff. And these aren't expensive. I highly recommend, if you've never tried it, I highly recommend you getting yourself a pair of cheaper Bluetooth buds. Like I said, the Aukey brand. I've had really, really good experiences with them, and they're quite affordable. These are maybe something like 40 or 30 bucks, 35 bucks here in Canada. And I just love them. So if you've never had any experience with Bluetooth buds like this, get yourself a pair. I don't think you'll regret it. Now, for the tools section here, it's looking a little different this time. My Delica is still a very regular carry for me. I've had this knife for a long time. Ever since I really got into pocket knives, this was one of my first real investments, and I love this knife. That VG10 full flat ground blade. It's so light, it's thin, you just don't feel it. It has a ton of traction when you pull it out. The blade is a good profile for pretty much anything, and it just feels good to me. It's just nice and easy open. It's not intimidating. You can wear it pretty much anywhere with any outfit, and I like it. It's tough. It's not too expensive, so if you did lose it or break it, it's not, you know, it's not the end of the world. I often don't carry like my 940 for that reason. If I'm going anywhere where I'm afraid I'll beat it up or I could lose it, I don't want to carry the 940, so I often opt for this one. Now, another really interesting carry that I've been EDCing quite a bit lately, both as a backup. I often just throw this in my pocket as an extra, but occasionally as a main blade as well, is this Great Eastern cutlery. This GEC knife. This was actually a gift from a subscriber, a viewer of the channel. I'm sorry, buddy, I don't remember your name now. I want to guess Steven, but I don't remember. I apologize, but and just an awesome gift, one that was unexpected, turned up in the mail one day, and this thing is awesome. It's my first experience with GEC. It's a two-bladed piece, slip joint, non-locking. And what I like about it is that it's so paper thin. It's a really thin knife, but you have a really nice long blade, so it doesn't take up much pocket real estate at all. It's not heavy or clunky in your pocket, but you have quite a substantial blade there. And another thing I like about it is that the tips on the blades are ground so finely. Notice they're against the reflection on my skin. You have a really fine point, which is nice because with a lot of the work that I do, I get a lot of splinters and things like that. I dug one out this morning on the side of my middle finger there. But it's nice to have that super sharp tip for hooking the skin like that, which is something that the Delica doesn't do real well. It doesn't have a real sharp piercing tip, and this is nice. I really also like this Horncliffe style blade. Really nice for craft work. That thin blade, that point, I really enjoy it. But this is a nice looking piece. Let me get you a shot here. Have a look at that branding there. Nice. You have that, looks like a canvas micarta inlay. Brass pins. Very finely made knife. Very nice. Thin brass liner there. You can appreciate the craftsmanship with this knife. It's definitely a well-made piece. Very strong retention, almost a little bit too strong. Hard on the fingernails pulling them out, but very tight, clean fit and finish on this piece. And the final piece of steel-bladed goodness that I've been carrying lately is the S2 Juice. Now, it's usually, I'll be honest, I usually carry one of these three. This makes a nice pairing right here. I very rarely carry these two together, but these are a nice carry together. But the S2 Juice is my favorite of the Juice series. And it's definitely my most carried Leatherman as well. I just like the size of it. It fits in that little watch pocket just beautifully on your jeans. You got a nice pair of pliers there. Because of this opening, they can take on a fair sized nut. They can take off like a 1/4 inch nut, no problem. You do have the wire cutters. Leathermans, they do a really good job at precision grinding the tips of their pliers, so you can take out the finest of splinters even with this. Even with the large ones like my what is it, the Wave, they're ground so finely that I can take out just the finest of splinters with it. This is nice. I've been using that Phillips head quite a bit lately, and I carry it by itself because it has a blade. It's not the best, and it's not as easy to get out, as it's not a one-handed opening like my Delica, but you do have a nice little blade there that I keep sharp, and it works well as an EDC. What can I say? This is just a nice piece. The nice hefty weight, you can tell it's built well. It looks good. I like it. Now, flashlights, which is something that I have become really excited about over the last couple of years. Honestly, ever since I found the Olight brand. I did not have an Olight until they contacted me, and man, I just love their lights so much. Now, not everything here is an Olight, but let me just walk you through some of the stuff I have here. Let's just geek out a little bit over some of these lights and show you what I'm EDCing at this time. Now right here, this is the Warrior X Pro, and this is an insane thrower light. It's not a floodlight. It won't throw a lot of light in your immediate area, but it will throw a beam a very, very long distance. So it's great if you need that spotlight effect, that tail light. Really nice. It's a very high powered light. Starts generating heat really quickly. You've got the magnetic tail cap there, and you've got the magnetic charging here as well, but honestly it's a bit too heavy to, it won't hold itself out sideways under its own weight. It does come with a pocket clip, but this is way too big to pocket carry. It's an awesome light. It's an awesome light for what it is. Definitely not an EDC carry. Now the Seeker 2 here, this is not the Seeker 2 Pro, this is just the base model. This is an awesome light and does work a lot more as a flood, so we're getting more in that direction. It throws a beam a long ways. It's an extremely powerful light. It's light enough that that tail cap, magnetic tail cap, does work really well. It'll hold itself horizontally, and it's built really nice. You've got the little bit of Olight blue trimmed around the bezel and around the button here, but it's not overdone, it's not tacky, it's actually really clean. The button feels really, really nice. It's responsive, insanely bright. Again, it's too big for an EDC carry for me. I don't think it came with a pocket clip, but even if it did, I would not be interested. This is my truck light. This one stays in the door of my truck, so I always have a real nice, a little closer to a floodlight. I keep a charger in the truck, USB. It's really easy to snap that magnet on there and keep it topped up all the time. Awesome light. Right here we have two very similar options from Thrunite. I like a few of the Thrunite options. This is actually a nice light. This is the Neutron 2C. It is a nice light. I like it. The clip is up nice and high, so it sits deep in the pocket. This is just small enough for me to EDC, although it's not a real comfortable EDC. It's got a great pocket clip though. The button feels nice, although it can be a little hard to find occasionally. But it's nice. Rechargeable there with that micro USB. It's a good light, but it has never really shone for me. I just caught that pun myself. It has never really been the star in my collection. The WowTac A7 was sent to me. WowTac is now a brand under Thrunite. This was sent to me a little while ago to test out, and I don't know. I can't get into this light. Not a fan. The pocket clip rides way too low for me. It's way too stiff. But because it sits so low, you have a lot out of your pocket. A lot. You have a tail button, which I don't really like. I know some people like the tail button, but you have a tail button and a side button. So the side button controls the modes, and it is a nice feeling button there. And so is the tail button. It's very nice. Tail button is just, I believe, just an on and off, but I never could get into this light. It's fairly clean, simple design, but it's just, I don't know, it doesn't feel like anything special, and they're not that cheap, so not a big fan. Now we were working through the Olights. We worked from thrower to mix of thrower and flood called the Seeker. Now this headlamp, this is just such a good light. This is the Olight Parent model, a 90-degree light. And this is all flood. This will light up your immediate area like crazy. It's so bright, but it doesn't throw the beam a long ways. So as a headlamp, it works beautifully. Now I don't actually have the headlight harness for this. I just wear it pocket style. I EDC this one quite a bit. As you can see, it's a little bit rougher, but it has that magnetic tail cap, and this thing is fairly light. so it really will hold horizontal or pretty well any position you want it in. It is so bright. I'm not sure what the lumen count is on it now. I don't see it written on there, but has a big powerhouse of a battery. Of course, all of these are waterproof and weather sealed, but yeah, 3,500 milliamp hour battery. A very, very nice piece. This is an awesome light. If you're looking for a very cool light right now, this is a cool option. The button, big on top, always easy to find because you know which end of your light is up, you know which end is the light end, the business end, and that button is there. It just feels good to grab. It really locks into your hand. I like it. And I like the 90-degree light a lot more than I thought I would. Originally, when Olight asked to send this to me for testing, I said I'm not really sure if I would have any use for a 90-degree light. It seems a little bit gimmicky or whatever, but it is so nice. Now we're getting into the little more serious EDC category here, at least for me. This is where it's at in terms of size. Even though I love this and I do EDC it quite a bit, it's still a bit too big for me. For me to really enjoy it. It takes up a lot of pocket. These options right here do not. Now what I have on the table, this Coast G10 was actually my first EDC light ever. It's a nice little light. Yeah, I really like the size. I like the build, the look of it. I like that tail cap, but the light performance is really poor. I just don't like it. I bought this around the same time I bought a Streamlight MicroStream, which has since been torn up and is gone. I no longer have it, but the MicroStream is about the same size as this, and that's kind of like a big time flagship for the EDC community. A pen light, the Thrunite Ti4. This is an awesome little light. It's so thin, slim. Several modes on there. Strong tail cap. This is really low in terms of pocket real estate and offers quite a bit of brightness. This is a nice option if you're looking for a light, but nothing super special. It does have a good pocket clip, strong, carries quite deep, so you're not going to lose it, but yeah, it's a nice option. Now I've had this i3T here for a little while. Actually, I've had two of these. I gave one to a friend, I believe. This is a nice little light, 180 lumens, a couple different modes, high and low, nice and simple. I don't need all the strobe effects and the 5 different levels of bright. For me, I turn a light on high. If I could just get all of these lights just with turbo mode, that's what I would choose. Nothing to click through, just full on, because I buy a light for the brightness, and I usually want full brightness all the time. But very nicely built light, and they look really good. What arrived to me just recently, which I didn't even know existed, again, this is the i3T by Olight, is this. This is the i5T. It looks almost identical. Everything, the knurling, the grip, the construction, the pocket clip, it looks identical except blowed up a little bit, which means this little beauty here is a AAA, and this is a 300 lumen AA. Now this is a nice light. Right now it's a special limited edition in OD green. Check out the link down in the description there. Now if you want to pick up this light, it's on a flash sale right now. Highly recommended. AA power. AA's are so common. They're really cheap, and you have a lot of power. You have that 300 lumens because you have that AA in there. You're able to get that kind of power out of it. This thing feels great. It's hefty in the hand. Really nice, that tail cap construction. Great pocket clip. Love it. Good looking light too in that green. But if you're comparing these two, for the amount more real estate that this takes up, a little bit more, I would much rather have the AA and have the 300 lumens versus, I believe, the 180 for this. Both of these smoke the MicroStream, by the way, which the ever so popular MicroStream. Both of these smoke it in terms of lumen count. That is the traditional MicroStream. Now let's look at a couple of my favorite EDCs. So first, this is what changed my mind on EDC lights. This is a Thrunite T1. This is a really nice light. that stubby, short configuration, not too big around, but it is a powerhouse. Really nicely designed pocket clip, goes on the hat well, carries deep in the pocket. It's got a nice feeling button there. Looks like it's dead right now. But it is micro USB charging. It's just a nice light. Magnetic tail cap. Very strong magnetic tail cap. It is an awesome light. And this was my favorite EDC light, of course, until this. This is the EDC light to end all EDC lights, in my opinion. The S1R Baton 2 by Olight. Everything about this light is perfect, in my opinion. That desert tan looks so good. The branding there, subtle but written and designed nicely. Perfect. Insanely strong magnetic tail cap here. Let's grab some real steel. Very strong. And since it's so light, it really carries its own weight well. You have just enough of that blue trim to make this thing look real sharp. Nothing is overdone on this light, like the knurling. Very clean, even texture. Feels great. Feels great in the hand. And you have 1,000 lumens. 1,000 lumens with this light. How could you get a better light than this? Again, 180 lumens. The microstream, which is about the same size as this, is like 50 lumens. 300 lumens. Of course, the reason you choose something like this over this is the commonality of the battery. Some people don't like to trust the lithium-ion batteries, and of course they're harder to find. You'll always be able to find AA's super easy. But 1,000 lumens. That's just madness. This is hands down my favorite EDC light ever. I've never seen or heard of anything that comes close to comparing with this. The closest I know of is the T1, which just, it's bigger, it's not as powerful, not as good in my opinion. It doesn't look nearly as good. But this thing, it's got that like fade on, fade off, just everything you want to feel. It just feels like pure quality. This is the best light. The best light. Wrangler Star talks about things that give them the fizz. This thing does it for me. And if you've never owned or held a good quality light, man, it is special and very handy. That pocket clip has its own notch there, so it can't rotate and spin all around and around your light either. You always know, because of that, that your button is opposite the pocket clip, so it's never hard to find your button. It's perfect. It's a perfect light. So that's it, guys. That's my combination right there. The Steve Madden wallet, the G8X Thin Q phone. My most common carry is that Delica 4. I really love it. That S1R Baton 2, phenomenal. And the Aki, and the Aki Buds there, which are really, really awesome. I'll put links to everything here, besides maybe that phone. I don't know how that works with linking, but I'll put links to everything here in the description if you want to check it out, if you want to buy it. Highly recommended. Again, flash sale on much of Olight's products right now, but this is a special limited edition that they wanted to show to you guys. Wanted me to show to you guys. And it is a beauty. 300 lumens. Really common. Again, the benefit to this is that you have that super common light, that super common power source, sorry, the battery. LED, of course, just great, that OD green, simple, on, off, lots of power there, that 300 lumen max. It's a great light. Highly recommended, on sale now. But that is my EDC. If you have any questions, let me know. If you can come up with something to beat this, let me know. I challenge you. I don't think it exists. I don't think it exists. For this volume, this good looking of a piece, and this functional, this much power, you know, everything that we talked about there, for all that this offers, I don't think there's a better option out there, and I'd love to hear if you can find it. thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Check out the links down below. Check out Olight's sale. Subscribe if it's your first time here. Hit the like button. Make sure you comment down below and help me out on improving my EDC. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.